Long ago, in the faraway land of ancient Greece, there was a golden age of powerful gods and extraordinary heroes. And the greatest and strongest of all these heroes was the mighty Hercules.
No, Zeus, we aren't talking about your kid. No one cares about him anymore. We are telling the story of Achilles.
This is stupid.
Shut up, I'm talking now. Hephaestus is talking. Shh. Okay. The story of Achilles. There once was a woman named Thetis, and she bore a son. This boy was Achilles. It was prophesied that Achilles would die young, and Thetis was scared for him. So she went to the river Styx to harness its protective properties. Achilles became all but immortal. His only weakness was the tendon of his left heel.
Oh, yeah, right, because dunking your kid in the river Styx is the most logical answer to this problem.
Did I ask?
I guess it's cool now for everyone who's gonna die early to make a trip to the underworld, huh? We all have fates for a reason, you know. They're not just knitting us all sweaters for Panacea.
Anyways, Achilles grew up and was introduced to his soon-to-be best friend Patroclus. They became lifelong friends. Their bond was in fact the driving force to much of their participation in the Trojan War. Now the real story begins with an oath to protect the queen.
I, Achilles, solemnly swear to protect you, Queen Helen, from every sort of danger, whether you're attacked by a grotesque monster or need to seek refuge from the pressures of ruling.
Or are taken hostage by an enemy state. It's plausible. I highly doubt anything of the sort will ever come to pass, but I thank you both for your oaths of loyalty.
Your Highness. Ah, Patroclus. Seems like just yesterday we were children playing in the garden, and now here we are, protecting the prized rose of the kingdom, Queen Helen herself.
I'm proud of us.
Help! I've been kidnapped by an enemy state! If only there were some brave souls sworn to protect me.
Oh my gods! Queen Helen has been taken hostage by our mortal enemies, the Trojans! Quick, Patroclus, we must save her!
I told you it was plausible!
The two fought many Trojans and were a great inspiration to the Spartan people. Achilles was seen as the greatest warrior of them all, as he was nearly invincible. Patroclus yearned to be as strong as his friend, training twice as long, fighting twice as hard. As the two fought side by side, it seemed as though there was nothing that could stop them. The politics of war, however, could not be slain by the strength of the sword. When the leader of Sparta, Menelaus, angered a Trojan priest and his patron god Apollo, Menelaus turned to Achilles to solve the problem.
I'm so sorry, Achilles. It isn't fair for Menelaus to ask you to give up your wife. He was the one who kidnapped the priest's daughter. After everything you've sacrificed for this land and its people, you shouldn't be asked to give this up as well.
I know! That's why I can't do this anymore. I will not continue to fight. Too many soldiers have already died from vengeful gods. I cannot and will not win this war single-handedly. I give up.
But Achilles, you must fight on. Without you, the Spartans will lose morale. You give me hope. You give us all hope.
No, Patroclus. I will not continue to fight.
Let me fight in your stead. When I wear your armor, no one will know the difference, and the morale of the Spartans will stay strong.
That seems like a horrible idea.
Shut up and let me tell the story.
That seems like a horrible idea.
Please, Achilles, let me do this. Let me prove myself.
Fine, but only fight long enough to protect our ships. Do not, under any circumstances, lead a dangerous charge that would get you killed. Your destruction would just as surely be my own undoing.
And so, Patroclus donned Achilles' armor as he led a dangerous charge against the Trojans. The ruse was nearly flawless. Patroclus' bravery and ferocity was unmatched. He killed 9 Trojans in a single strike. He made his way to the gates of Troy, cutting down any enemies in his path, until he came face to face with Prince Hector, the most decorated soldier in the Trojan army.
Do you really think your pitiful army can bring about the fall of Troy? You are surely mistaken.
I could destroy this city with no more than a sword and shield.
You overestimate your power. Troy is the greatest city to ever grace this earth. You will kneel before her, or I will make you.
Patroclus fought Hector with all his might, and he would have won, or at least survived, the ill-chosen battle with the prince. However, the gods were not in his favor.
Yo! This is when I, the mighty Apollo, come in.
Apollo, what are you doing here?
Oh, nothing too major, big guy. I'm just about to stun this poser so that Hector can smite him.
What? That is absolutely boring. Huh, what a dumb story. Why are we even listening to this?
It's not boring, it's art. Anyways, with Patroclus' death came the revenge of Achilles.
Patroclus, you're hurt! Dear Zeus, what happened?
I was wrong, Achilles. I thought I could fight them. I was so blinded by my own pride. I thought I was invincible. I thought I was like you.
What are you saying? You're the strongest man I know.
Not as strong as you.
Patroclus, come on, we need to get you some help. Stand up, I can carry you.
All your strength, Achilles, could not save me. Just stay with me.
Patroclus, I
I want to thank you for being there for me, even as the light grows darker. Thank you.
Patroclus, no! Stay with me. Patroclus, no! Patroclus!
Patroclus' death was too much for Achilles to bear, and he became reckless, only caring about avenging the death of his dear friend. Which is where I come in. I supplied Achilles with new armor, the best I had ever created. It was this armor that he wore when slaying Hector, as he dragged his body through the streets, and as he met his final demise.
Finally, I swear to myself, if I had to listen to any more of that sob story, I would have had an eagle peck out my own eyes instead of Prometheus's liver.
Why, though, if it's pecking out your eyes, you can still hear me. If anything, that would just compound the problem.
You know what I meant.
I'm just saying, logically, there is no reason for you to...
All right, just finish the damn story. I have things to do, places to be.
No one's asking you to be here, and I, for one, would be glad if you left. Anyways, as I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, Achilles was wearing my armor as he returned to Troy to enact more vengeance. Unbeknownst to him, however, the gods, or one specific god, was once again conspiring against him.
It was me, the powerful Apollo.
Yes, you warned the cowardly Prince Paris of Achilles' arrival so that he prepared an ambush. Paris waited until the right moment and then shot an arrow.
And then I, Apollo, god of light, prophecy, and archery, directed the arrow to Achilles' only weak spot, his heel.
And with that, the mighty hero was slain.
That was such a stupid story.
Of course, that's why you're crying.
I'm not crying. Okay, it's just not fair. Achilles and Patroclus' friendship was just so touching.
Zeus, it's okay. The two were so brave and virtuous that when they died, they went to Elysian. It's the paradise of the underworld.
Well, that's good.
This was a waste of my time. I, for one, have better things to do with my time. Farewell from Apollo, god of breaking the fourth wall. Stay safe, kids.